So, first of all, congratulations on reaching level 50. I hope you've started gearing up. When I reached 50, I got a armor smith in my guild to make 6 blue items for me, and I got a crafted gun off the auction house. And with that gear, I just started doing veteran adventures, and got some more gear, and eventually went over to dungeons. Now, I will show you 2 builds in this video. One is AoE and one is single target. You do not have to use the single target build. You can stick to the AoE builds if you want to, even on boss fights. In adventures, I always pretty much use the AoE build. But in dungeons, I switch now and then, depends on the boss fight. If they have ads, I can cleave. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll stick with AoE. If not, I'll go with the single target build, because, you know, it's fun to mix it up a bit. But let's just get to it, shall we? First build, Electrocute, our AoE build. You know, we already know Electrocute, it's ridiculous. You know, we're not gonna replace it or anything, because why would we? Obviously not with Mortar Strike anyway. Quick Burst, same stuff here. The baseline Quick Burst. Artillery Bot, just enough so we can get that crit buff going. And yes, we have Bioshell. They have or will actually release a patch, I think pretty soon, like within a day or so, where they will fix several engineer bugs if they haven't already. So, you know, you can use Bioshell without raging when it's supposed to be instant cast, and it's not an instant cast, and it's not doing proper damage if it's not fully upgraded. You know, they're fixing all of that finally. You know, I'd rather have them focus on fixing bugs rather than nerf our DPS. Maybe that's just me. But yeah, Assault, I mean, no surprise really. Works really well. You know, obviously use instant Bioshell to build the volatility, and you know, you all know this by now, or at least I hope so. Yeah, so that's the assault part. We have no support whatsoever because we don't need any. Okay, utility, we have a Zap, and Zap is upgraded because at the first tier you remove 2 interrupt armor, and when I do veteran content, you know, adventures or dungeons, doesn't really matter, it's always good to have like at least one ability that removes more interrupt armor, and I use Zap like a lot in veteran content, so I always have Zap. Then we have Diminisher Bot. You probably haven't seen this. If you haven't, it's, you know, a bot. Obviously it's more of a control bot like CC, and has a really good snare, and it depends like what kind of situation I'm in. Like if you're doing Calgary F, you might need some snares on the second boss, for example. Or I might just use it off cooldown to get more damage, especially, you know, with AoE, several targets. You know, it just depends on the situation, but you want, you know, he has a decent single target for not being upgraded, so you want to run with Artillery Bot and Diminisher Bot. And yeah, Volatile Injection, no surprise, we always want Volatile Injection. Even though it's baseline, we want it. And I currently have Obstruct Vision in this build. Now you can change the last 2 like control utility to whatever you want. Like you don't have to use Zap or Obstruct Vision. Like on some fights like Storm Talon, for example, I would not use Obstruct Vision. I usually remove Obstruct Vision and go with Shatter Impairment instead, because if you haven't done Storm Talon, he does this, like this AoE effect where he knocks everyone back, and you have to like hold a movement key, and you have to do this really quickly so you can move away from his devastating AoE and not die and all that stuff. And using Shatter Impairment, when you get knocked back, you can just use this every single knockback, and you don't have to care about, you know, pressing this or that. You just get knocked back, shatter impairment, run to the boss, use zap, he's stunned, you can do more damage. It's, you know, it makes things way easier. I'm not sure if they fixed the bug on Storm Talon. Last time I killed him, or last 2 times I killed him, I've done him without bots, because apparently there is a bug where engineer bots can bug the boss out and pretty much wipe your group. So when I didn't have any bots, sorry, I used Shatter Impairment, Recursive Matrix, upgraded to tier 4 to get the absorb effect to help my party pretty much, and I also used Personal Defense Unit. So, you know, just because I couldn't use any boss, I decided, you know, I might as well get some more defense or utility. So that's what I used last time anyway. But yeah, that's the pretty baseline build. You know, as I said, you can change things around, but it works really well. And for trash, it's really fun. You know, electrocute with your innate and some other nice cooldowns like AoE stuff. Yeah, okay, so this was the AoE build. Now the single target build is well, not that different. Surprise. No, but you know, pretty much the same thing, except we have Boltcaster. Boltcaster was recently nerfed. I am remaking this video because I missed some stuff in my first recording, and they've changed things since then. Now Boltcaster fires 3 shells instead of 5, because we did like loads of single target damage, so they wanted to nerf engineers a bit. Still works really well, but you know, it got really interesting when it comes to managing your volatility or how it builds volatility. But there's a new spec that I will make a separate video about to show some interesting new findings for engineer DPS. So yeah, same thing, Boltcaster instead of electrocute, and no support once again, and I use pretty much the same utility here. I normally use this build for like Storm Talon. I even used bots last time, I think. The 3rd time I killed him, I used bots and didn't bug out, so you know, I guess I'm not sure if they fixed it or not. It was just something I forgot to change and it still worked out. But as I said, you can change this to whatever. Like for Storm Talon I used this, but I removed Obstruct Vision and used Shadow Impairment, and that's pretty much, that's what I use. So yeah, that's the AoE build and single target build. The amps are pretty much the same, I think, except for the hybrid. For hybrid, for single target I use Strike Through, and for AoE I use Lifesteal. It's like the only thing that changes pretty much. Yeah, so that's it for my veteran builds which I use, and in the next video I will show you raiding and what we can use for raiding. And as I said, there's a new build for engineers. I will make this a separate video because it's pretty special, so yeah, you'll see. It's interesting and pretty weird at the same time, but still really fun. But yeah, that's it for now, guys. If you have any questions, just ask away, and I hope to see you in the next video.